temperatures in the low 80s as we begin the month of September in the year 2020. Hi, everybody. Steve Physioc, Steve Stewart, Dennis Matthews, and Eric Guthrie, our producer-engineer tonight, as the Royals take on the Indians in Game 2 of this 3-game series. KC won 2-1 last night, rallying from 2 runs in the 8th on Michael Franco. Base hit to tie it, and Bubba Starling single up the middle to give him the go-ahead, and then Greg Holland, the grizzled old veteran, came on to collect his 208th career save, and the Royals won the ball game 2-1. And how about the Royals' clutch play of late? A team record 6 consecutive games scoring a game-tying or go-ahead hit in the 7th inning or later. That is outstanding work. 17 runs in the 7th or later in the last 6 contests. It's the Royals and the Indians. Matt Harvey will be on the hill for Kansas City. On the mound for the Cleveland Indians will be Zach Plesac. Time for an injury update brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System. Request an appointment to see the same experts who care for the Royals at kansashealthsystem.com/sportsmedicine. No one on the injured list for Cleveland. The Royals' key guys are Ian Kennedy on the injured list, a pitcher, and, of course, all-star catcher Salvador Perez. On the national level, the Dodgers placed Justin Turner, their third baseman, on the injured list with a hamstring injury, but the Yankees welcome Zach Britton back from the injured list, and the Cubs also returned Chris Bryant and Steven Souza. Well, tonight, it will be Matt Harvey for the Royals here at Kauffman Stadium. He will be making his 3rd start, and while he has been outstanding in the first 2 innings, he's really been roughed up in the 3rd. Overall, 0-1 record, 11-12 ERA in 2 starts. First 2 innings of work, no runs, only 2 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts. 3rd innings, though, 7 runs, 7 hits, only 1 strikeout. And obviously the Royals would like to see Harvey go a little deeper, the way their bullpen has been overworked of late. So here we go. The Royals at 14-21. The Indians playing good baseball. They're 21-14. They start the night 1 game back of the Chicago White Sox for first in the American League Central, but a 1.5 lead on Minnesota. All right, Matt Harvey ready to work. His first pitch of the ball game to Cesar Hernandez is in there for strike 1. Our home plate umpire is veteran Jordan Baker. Jeremy Riak is the first base ump. Crew chief Ed Hickox at second base. Paul Clemens is at third. Harvey's second pitch swung on, fouled off. 0-2, and Matt's been good at getting ahead in the first 2 innings. 13 of 18 batters he's faced, he's thrown first pitch strikes in the first 2 innings. And he gets ahead of Hernandez, 0-2. The next offering is high and outside for a ball and a 1-2 count. Hernandez this year hitting .272 with a couple of home runs, 11 RBIs. He's second in the American League in doubles with 12. Here's the pitch, swing, ground ball short, backhanded Lopez. His throw, safe. Wow, Cesar Hernandez got down that line very, very quickly. Lopez got to it, got it out of his glove in a hurry. But they're saying Hernandez is safe with an infield hit. The Royals sidelining Adalberto Mondesi tonight. But it was a good play by Nicky. Quick toss, right on the money, but Hernandez just too quick. The Royals going with Maybreeze Valori at catcher for Matt Harvey. Ryan O'Hearn at first base, Merrifield second, Lopez short, Franco at third. Pitch to Ramirez, he pops it foul, strike 1. In the outfield, Hunter Dozier will be in left field. Bubba Starling gets the start in center. He was one of the heroes last night in the Royals' 2-1 win with the game-winning hit in the 8th. And Jorge Soler is in right. The 0-1 pitch is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Harvey's last start was at St. Louis on Tuesday. Received a no decision in the Royals' 5-4 come-from-behind win, but gave up 4 runs in 2 2/3 innings. Big lead for Hernandez. Harvey goes that way, and Caesar's back safely, standing up. This lineup awfully tough. First 4 batters, all switch hitters. And Ramirez, the batter, hitting .248, 7 home runs, 22 driven in. Harvey again throws over to first. This time diving back safely is Hernandez. Caesar doesn't run that often for Cleveland. They're more of a hit home run type of team. He has no stolen bases this year, had 9 with Philadelphia last year. Now the pitch. Ramirez swings, pops it up, left side. In comes Dozier, out goes Franco, and it's going to be Michael to make the over-the-shoulder catch in shallow left field. Back to first base, Cesar Hernandez. 1 out. Harvey with 4 pitches, 4-seam fastball that averages between 93 and 94 miles an hour, a slider that he'll throw about 19% of the time, and a curve at 15% of the time. He is throwing his changeup, but I've only seen him throw it to left-handed batters, and he will see a lot of lefties in this lineup tonight. Matter of fact, 6 left-handed batters, if you count the 4 switch hitters and the 2 lefties, Naquin and Naylor. Lindor, the batter. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Harvey goes to first. Hernandez is back. Francisco, if you consider his standards, is off to a bit of a slow start. Just a .266 batting average, 5 home runs and 15 driven in. But he has picked things up of late. Got a base hit in the first inning last night to extend his hit streak to 7 in a row. Harvey to the plate. A swing, ball pulled foul. So strike 1 to Lindor. Cleveland offensively has been quiet much of the season. They're second to last in batting in the American League, with talents like Ramirez, Lindor, Santana, Reyes in that lineup, but only hitting .220 and averaging just over 4 runs per game. They are winning with their pitching, and it is really good. The 0-1, Lindor shows bunt, pulls the bat back in time as a pitch wanders outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that was a good idea by Francisco, because Franco was way over at short. They have 3 infielders in the right side, O'Hearn, Merrifield, and Lopez. Franco is alone by himself. Now he moves a little bit closer towards the infield grass, but not much. Here's the pitch, and Lindor takes high. Francisco, 26 years of age, out of Puerto Rico. Little guy with big-time power, belted 32 home runs last year. The pitch shows bunt again, but it is off the plate. Now a 3-1 count. Harvey goes behind the mound, grabs the rosin bag, now walks back up that hill. Matt was signed by the Royals on July 28th. They had scouted him, liked his stuff. His command was back. Here's the pitch. A ball struck well to right field and deep and gone. Home run, Francisco Lindor, and Cleveland takes the early 2-0 lead. So it's the first time that Harvey has been struck for a run this year. He's had starts against Cincinnati and St. Louis and threw shutout baseball in the first 2 innings of each. But this time Lindor got a pitch to his liking and drove it out of the ballpark. That's his 6th home run of the year. Now the batter, Carlos Santana, he goes after the first pitch and fouls it off, strike 1. We saw great pitching last night. Shane Bieber got the start for Cleveland. Gave up just 1 hit, no runs in his 6 innings of work. Struck out 9. Brad Keller equaled him. 6 in the 3rd innings, though, for Brad, and gave up just 1 run while striking out 4. The pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Santana. But neither were involved in the decision, with the Royals coming back late. Harvey's pitch is swung on, pulled to the right side, fielded by O'Hearn. They say it's foul. It was right on the line, and Ryan came back to the bag just in case, but Jeremy Rehak said it was foul, so it's a 1-2 count to Santana. Another severe pull as O'Hearn is deep at first, off the line only by about 4 feet. Merrifield in shallow right by about 15 feet out on the outfield grass, and Lopez, the shortstop, pulled over on the right field side as well, leaving Franco alone where a shortstop normally would play. Harvey taking his time, walks off the mound again. It's a little more humid tonight than it was last night, but very little breeze. 5 miles an hour coming out of the north-northeast. The 1-2 pitch. Way inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Santana has a very good eye, and he's leading the American League in walks again this year with 33. Last year he walked 108 times. The 2-2 teased him outside with a changeup, no bite. Harvey has already thrown 17 pitches in this first inning to get just 1 out. The big guy out of New London, Connecticut, brings the pitch, and that ball struck sharply. O'Hearn has it. He'll come back to the bag, record the out, and 2 down. Harvey goes 6'4", over 220 pounds. Built like a linebacker, but boy, he has had a lot of surgeries in his career. Tommy John surgery in 14, thoracic outlet surgery. Now coming back, and he said he's going back to his natural mechanics when he worked with his father growing up in Connecticut, who was a baseball coach. Here is Franmil Reyes. He takes ball 1. Reyes went 2 for 4 last night, and both hits were ringing doubles in the left center field alley. Last 22 games, he's been on fire, hitting over 360. The 1-0 pitch is swung on, hit high in the air, deep to right center. Starling going back. He watches it leave the yard. And for Reyes, that is home run number 8. And Cleveland takes a 3-0 lead. Two home runs in this first inning, one by Lindor, now a solo blast by Franmil Reyes. And you've got to remember that very impressive Zach Plesac will be on the mound for Cleveland tonight. Reyes belted that one 417 feet.
And left the slider up.
Now Naquin, the batter, first pitch fastball in there for strike 1. First time that Harvey has been hit hard in the first inning. He's been really impressive early with that fastball, slider, curve combination. He throws a changeup that Naquin is too early on, and he misses 0-2. Matt has already thrown 22 pitches in this first inning. The 0-2 pitch misses in. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Naquin. The Cleveland offense actually has picked things up the last 10 games, batting .266, averaging 4.5. Held to 1 last night, but they have 3 already. Here's the pitch, low, 2-2. Well, the Royals have been clutch of late, so they'll have to do it again. They came back from a 1-0 deficit as late as the 8th inning last night to win 2-1. Harvey's 2-2. Outside 3-2. It was the first win this year, and the Royals trailed entering the 8th inning. They're now 1-18 in that department. Harvey's 3-2 pitch. Naquin swings, hits it sharply, but fielded nicely by Franco, who wings it to first to record the out, but Cleveland gets 3 in the first and a couple.
State is a numbers game, and you need an agent that understands the numbers. Numbers like 2 Cy Youngs, the 1985 championship MVP, and throwing a no-hitter. Hi, it's Brett Saberhagen for RE/MAX. RE/MAX agents have all the experience and the knowledge to take you from for sale to sold. They understand the numbers and can help you through the process. Relax, they've done it a million times. It's why no one in the world sells more real estate. Start your search today with the RE/MAX app. Each office independently owned and operated.
We head to the bottom of the first inning here at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Cleveland has the early 3-0 lead, and Zach Plesac was recalled from the Indians' alternate site to make the start this evening, 24 days after his last start. Maybe he'll be rusty. First pitch in there to Whit Merrifield, a fastball at 93. He averages 93 with that fastball. His command has been very good. Only 2 walks in 21 innings this year. The 0-1 is fastball in on Whit. Foul back. 0-2. Plesac has not started since August 8th against the Chicago White Sox in Chicago, a game they won 7-1. There's a swing, ground ball right to the shortstop Lindor. His throw is on the money, and there's 1 out. In that start for Plesac, August 8th, he threw a shutout baseball against the Chicago White Sox. Walked 1, struck out 7. He was so happy that he celebrated after the game. What that did was it broke a COVID-19 protocol that the club had put into place. So Plesac was disciplined, and they sent him to their satellite program to work on some things. Here's the pitch to Dozier, outside for ball 1.
How do you work on your protocol?
You know what? You have a talk with yourself. You get quiet. You get in a chair and you go, that was not a very smart thing to do. Maybe I should call my dad or my uncle, Dan Plesac, and maybe get a little lesson on discipline.
Yeah, exactly.
And what to do and what not to do. Pitches a strike to Dozier, and it's a 1-1 count. Team rules. Everybody has to abide by them. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that is off the plate, 2-1. And I'm not sure the Indians liked his first response when explaining it, and that's why he's been so late coming back, 24 days. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Dozier swings and misses on a good changeup, and it's 2-2. But this young man, very talented. Just a 1.29 ERA in 3 starts, 21 innings, 12 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 24 strikeouts. The pitch, just barely off the plate. He didn't miss by much. He's a little like Shane Bieber in that, with that very good command outside corner at the knees, both to right-handers and to left-handers. Most of his work is done down. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. He just painted the outside corner with a good fastball at 93 miles an hour. So 2 outs very quickly. And fans, the Royals and Cardinals are teaming up to feed communities in need, and you can help. Your donation will support Harvesters Community Food Network in Kansas City. For more information and to donate, visit Royals.com/hunger. Great program. That's Royals Charities, always stepping up to the plate. Soler, the batter. Plesac's first pitch is in there for strike one. I was talking about him really working well low, and the opposition this year has one hit on his low pitches right around the knees. Soler hits this one foul down the right field line. Home run distance, but it curls and hits the netting down that way. Opponents are 1 for 23 with 16 strikeouts on pitches down. Tall right-hander out of Crown Point, Indiana. The pitch is just a bit low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Harvey needed 26 pitches to get through his first inning of work and gave up 3 runs. Plesac has needed 12 to get 2 outs and has a 1-2 count to Jorge Soler. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2-2. Jorge, .250 average, 8 home runs, 22 RBIs. The pitch, and a swing and a line drive base hit to right field. So Soler is on with 2 out. So Soler is safe at first base. You can be safe in the salon. Great Clips wants you to look great and stay safe. That's the Great Clips, Great Cares promise. 1 on, 2 out. Batter is Ryan O'Hearn. Very pretty evening here in Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium. Gray clouds overhead. Just a small chance of rain. Temperature 80 degrees at first pitch. And here is the first pitch from Plesac to O'Hearn. It's low ball 1. Ryan, .235 average, 2 home runs, 17 driven in. Left-handed batter stands deep in the box. Off-speed pitch misses outside. Plesac goes 4-seam slider, change, curve. Those are in order. He's got a good changeup. They're only hitting .077 off that pitch. Now the 2-0 swung on and missed. He didn't give in. He threw a changeup on a 2-0 count. Defensively, last year's Gold Glove winner at catcher Roberto Perez is behind home plate. Carlos Santana at first. Cesar Hernandez second base. Francisco Lindor at short. Jose Ramirez at third. The pitch low, and it's a 3-1 count to O'Hearn. Josh Naylor gets his first start for Cleveland after he was acquired from the San Diego Padres yesterday. Came on to pinch hit late, but this is the first start he has for the Tribe. Delino DeShields is in center. Tyler Naquin in right. O'Hearn hits it pretty well. Left center field. Naylor is back. Calling him off is the center fielder DeShields, and he'll make the catch just in front of the fence. That does it. The Royals get 1 hit. They leave a man. And Cleveland takes a 3-0 lead over the Royals to the second. When you're looking for a real estate agent, you want someone who has all the knowledge, has the right tools, and dots all the I's. Someone good enough to throw a no-hitter. You're looking for a RE/MAX agent. Start your search today with the RE/MAX app. Matt Harvey starts inning number 2 with a strike to Josh Naylor. Next offering is swung on line sharply to left, and that's going to drop for a hit. Dozier plays it on 1 hop and holds Naylor to 1 base. But right now, Harvey is leaving his pitches up, and they have hit him hard. Home run by Lindor with 1 out in the first. Santana struck it pretty well to the first baseman O'Hearn. Franmil Reyes then hit it 417 feet for a home run. And Naquin with a 1-hop smash to short. Thrown out. And Naylor now with a line drive base hit to left. So Harvey's got to be able to locate his fastball better. Still early this one. Second inning, but Cleveland leads Harvey 3-0. The batter will be Roberto Perez. Roberto missed 3 weeks because of a right shoulder problem. Just has had a terrible beginning. He shows bunt, pulls the bat back in time, takes high ball 1. Roberto just batting 140 with no home runs, and last year he hit pretty well with 239 average and a career high by far 24 home runs. 1-0 pitch, fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. And because of that, Cleveland did acquire a catcher who could share time with him, Austin Hedges. He came in part of that Mike Clevenger deal with the San Diego Padres. Harvey's pitch, a swing and a drive to right and deep. Soler is back, and that ball is a goner. Home run. Roberto Perez, his first of 2020. It's 5-0 Cleveland.
That's his first extra base hit. It's been a rough start for him, but rough start tonight for Harvey.
I'll say he is unable to get that ball down at all. And the Royals already with a weary bullpen. The one young man we have not seen who will be making his major league debut, Carlos Hernandez, is with the ball club now. And they also called up Chance Adams yesterday, so we might see both of them. Now number 9 batter Delino DeShields. First pitch fastball misses outside, ball 1. Harvey's next offering is hit on the ground through the whole right side, base hit. So right now a little batting practice by Cleveland, as Harvey has not shown much. He had a rough year last year with the Angels, 3-5 record, a 7.09 ERA in 12 games. But in the offseason, he decided he would return to his foundation, working out with his dad, Ed, this offseason. And it is Carlos Hernandez starting to warm in the Kansas City bullpen. Cal Eldred with a slow walk to the mound to visit with Harvey is, got to believe it's just not his night. And Hernandez warming up very, very quickly.
Mike Matheny going to the 6-man rotation for the time being. At least that's the game plan at the moment, with his stretch of the team playing 17 consecutive days. Both Harvey and Junis are in the rotation right now. Junis going tomorrow. Royals got length from Brad Keller last night, although had he not thrown so many pitches early, maybe he could have gone longer. But 6 1/3, that helps your bullpen so much. You get a night like this where hopefully Harvey can pull it together, but if he can, it'll be kind of a bullpen kind of night.
Yeah, it seemed like Harvey's balls, the pitches that he threw in his first 2 innings of the first 2 starts moved pretty good, and they're not at all tonight. He doesn't have the same zip.
And there's a swing and a ground ball to the first baseman O'Hearn, who knocks it down, flips the ball to the shortstop Nicky Lopez, and the runner at first base, Delino DeShields, ran past second base and is tagged out. What was he thinking about? Cleveland should have runners on first and second with nobody out, but for some reason, Delino DeShields left second base, rounded it rather than sliding in, and Lopez was right there to apply the tag. So Harvey gets a break. And the play goes 3-6. Now the batter, Jose Ramirez. And he takes a first pitch fastball for strike 1. Ramirez popped up to short his first time up. This guy's second in the American League in runs scored with 27. Pitch misses off the plate, and it's a 1-1 count. Harvey hasn't been able to get to too many 2-strike situations, something that he did so well in his first 2 starts, but they are swinging early and hitting him early. The 1-1 is check swing. Did he go? He did not, and it's a 2-1 count. But Harvey, a guy in New York City, drafted by the Mets, first round, 7th overall, 2010. And he was like a bolt of lightning right away, having success immediately when he was called up with New York. There's the 2-1 pitch. It's a strike, but he has admitted he got caught up a bit in the New York lifestyle, driving a Maserati and dating the supermodels. He would later say that baseball was the easy part, the Big Apple. Harvey throws over. First All-Star game at the age of 23. He won 9 games in that 2013 season. Throws over again, but going back, standing up. Cesar Hernandez. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ramirez. Harvey's pitch way inside. That's ball 3 and a full count. Ramirez will see a lot of pitches. Did you know that 14 times this year he has had plate appearances that have gone 8 or more pitches? Very disciplined understanding of that strike zone. Switch hitter batting from the left side. The 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. First walk by Matt. He's faced 11 batters and only been able to get 4 outs. And here comes Mike Matheny, and he will make a move immediately with the Royals still in the game, trailing 5-0 in the second inning. I think Harvey knew that he didn't have it. Matheny knew it as well, so we are going to see the Major League debut of Carlos Hernandez. 5-0 Cleveland. One call does it all. Your Royals call to the bullpen is sponsored by Bob Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, Rooter, and Electrical. Peace of mind guaranteed for all of your plumbing, cooling, and electric to put him on their 40-man roster in December. And he's a guy who signed at the age of 19, and when you're coming out of Venezuela or the Dominican Republic, that's very rare. Usually they sign you at 16, project you out, but he signed for only $15,000 in 2016 at age 19. And now he is in the big leagues at age 23. Always enjoy calling a young man's Major League debut. And guess who he faces? The first batter, All-Star Francisco Lindor. 2 on, 1 out. His first Major League pitch is swung on, fouled off, and he came with a firm fastball at 96, and Lindor was ready for it. Slipped it over the left side. Lindor belted a home run his first time up. Carlos checks the lead runner at second, brings the pitch, swung on, popped up into center field. Starling under it. He'll make the catch. The runner bluffs the move, and a strong throw by Bubba, wise that the base runner Hernandez did not go. So Carlos Hernandez, first batter in the major leagues. Lindor, an all-star. He gets him to fly out to center field. Maybe he can breathe a little bit better right now. Like we said, his fastball has been clocked from 95 to 100 miles an hour. Very good changeup and an improving slider. Last year didn't see a lot of action because he suffered a broken rib in spring training, which held him out until late June. Here's Santana. He takes outside, ball 1, the slider. And because of the injury last year, he only pitched in 5 games at Surprise and 3 more in Burlington. Saw his most time at Lexington. And most success there as well. The 1-0 pitch. Low. 2 balls and no strikes. But they say he's a power guy with all of his stuff. Fastball, hard slider, changeup that is in the high 80s, even touching 90. He bends at the waist, gets the sign from catcher Valoria. Brings the 2-0 pitch, high and tight, 3-0. And Santana, well, with his kind of power and his kind of discipline, if they give him the green light, I'm sure that he'll be looking into a certain location for that pitch. Santana likes it middle in. 5-0 Cleveland. Second inning of play. Harvey's been knocked out. Hernandez is in. Here's the pitch. He swings and belts it high in the air. Deep to right center. Starling is back. Bubba makes a nice catch. And that will do it. So Hernandez can breathe a sigh of relief because he got away with a mistake there. Santana swinging on 3-0, but he gets to better than a sandwich. Zach Plesac throws to Michael Franco, who fouls one back in a 1-1 count. Franco was one of the stars offensively last night, going 2 for 4 and getting that clutch RBI hit in the 8th inning, which tied it, setting up Bubba's game winner. Time called. 5-0 Cleveland has the lead. They have 5 runs on 6 hits. They've already belted 3 home runs and knocked Matt Harvey out of the game. Now the 1-1, and it is tight with the fastball. 2-1. Plesac, much like Bieber, excellent command. And there's a ball pop foul, and Franco shouts at home plate, angry with himself for not driving that baseball, squaring it up. He's very demonstrative down there. Fast-talking, funny guy. Picked him up from the Philadelphia Phillies. Plesac's 2-2 pitch, high, 3-2. And there was a great scene I was watching in the Royals dugout. Pitching coach Cal Eldred went to talk to Carlos Hernandez, the young pitcher we have just called up from our satellite team over at T-Bone Stadium here in KC. 3-2 pitch is swung on, hit in the air, right side, playable for Santana. He can't find the baseball, and now he recovers, and the catch is made by Hernandez, who came all the way from second. Now he dropped it. He dropped it in foul territory, so Franco still has a chance. Hernandez came out of nowhere because Santana was looking up, and that baseball right now is the same color as the sky, and Hernandez, I thought, was going to make the basket catch, but he got it on in his glove and then flipped off the end and dropped innocently, so another chance for Franco. Here's the 3-2 pitch, foul back. But I will say this, when the skies are this color, that almost leaden gray skies, nothing prettier than a baseball field. You've got the emerald green grass, the soft brown infield, the lights are on. It is pretty sight. No error on Hernandez. 3-2 pitch, fouled off again. It's a good battle by Franco. I was talking about Cal Eldred visiting with Hernandez, and he went over to Mabrice Valoria, who speaks very good English, and had him sit in, and they went over the scouting report, and some of it was done in sign language, and some of it Valoria was translating. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Little chopper, foul off the first base side, and they'll try it again at 3-2. But it was great to watch, and that's one of the beauties of baseball. You have young men from all over the world, and in the Royals' case, they come from Cuba, Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, and the States. And then who popped into the discussion? but Salvador Perez, a fellow Venezuelan. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Another foul off. Good battle by Franco. Because the Royals are growing. They're 14-21 on the year, 8 games back of the Chicago White Sox. But they do have a lot of talent in that system, and they're trying to build this team. T-E-A-M. The 3-2 pitch. Pop foul back and out of play again. My goodness, is this a good test? And Plesac knows that he's having to throw about 5-6 more pitches than he needed to after Hernandez went after and dropped that pop fly in foul territory when Santana lost it in the sky.
This will be number 12.
Wow. The 3-2 pitch. Pulled foul again. Way to go, Franco. He has him at 31 pitches, and 13 of them are going to be against one guy that is trying to get out. Remember, this is Plesac's first start in 24 days. The 3-2 pitch. He reaches for, punches it towards short. Lindor up with it quickly. His throw is just in time to get Franco. The Royals will check. I think Franco knows he's out as he begins that slow walk back, and the replay shows that he was out just in time. Good call by first base umpire Jeremy Rehak.
On the replay, you could see Franco looking over his left shoulder as he was crossing the base to umpire it himself, and then he was signaling save. It's don't worry, let the umpire just run. Don't worry, I'm looking over your shoulder.
You know what he reminds me of? A poor man's Adrian Beltre. And I say that
because
with
he has
all respect.
Because he thinks about
joy.
Yeah, he does play with joy. I agree completely.
You know, Beltre is going to be a Hall of Famer, but I'm talking about that having fun, that playfulness. Ball is swung on and popped up. Right side, Santana drifting out in foul territory. Hernandez will call him off. This time he'll make the catch, and 2 outs here in the second.
Yeah, a lot of players struggle to enjoy themselves on the field, and that's not true with Franco.
No, that's what bothered me a little bit every time the TV guys showed James Karinchak in the dugout. He was having an emotional crisis. Okay, he came in with an ERA around 1, with averaging 15 strikeouts per 9 innings. Some day is not going to be your day, and Karinchak did not have a good day last night and wound up with the loss. But I think if you're going to be a closer, you've got to be able to turn the page. Here's a swing and a miss by Nicky Lopez. I mean, anybody can handle success, but how do you handle defeat? The 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, 0-2. And I don't think there's a greater example of that in the Royals clubhouse, Stu, than Greg Holland. And you and I watched him for a long time with the Royals, and he had that ability, compete on the field, but turn the page, whether you won or you lost.
No doubt. Nothing bothered him.
Change up off the plate, 1-2.
And whether there were put men on base, it didn't bother him. He blew a save, it didn't bother him, which he didn't do very often, but he just moved on next day.
It bothers him, but he's able to let it go.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, there's a swing and a miss and another changeup, and Lopez is
on the night, ready to go back to work. He came on for Harvey in the second when Matt just didn't have it tonight. Franmil Reyes leading off, the right-handed hitting DH, and he'll take a big rip and swing right through a fastball at 96 from Carlos Hernandez. Reyes homered to right center off of Harvey in the first inning on a slider. They play him deep and straight away in the outfield. The pitch is up and in, fastball. Carlos Hernandez turned 23 back in March. As a minor league pitcher, he has been exclusively used as a starter. 1-1. And a swing and a ball pulled through the hole on the left side. A base hit leading off this third inning for the Cleveland DH. And that brings up the right fielder, Tyler Naquin. He snapped a 10-game hit streak here last night with an 0-for-4 night. And tonight he grounded to third his first time up. One more game with Cleveland tomorrow night, another 7:05 start. Jake Junis for the Royals. Rookie Tristan McKenzie, right-hander, goes for Cleveland tomorrow night. Pitch to Naquin. Pops it up. Behind third, it is Franco making the catch down that left field line about 40 feet. So 1 out of the inning. Capital Federal is a proud partner of the Royals and a sponsor of the Royals Junior Broadcaster Contest. Congratulations to our first grand prize winner, Eli Nathan from Overland Park. Eli will have the opportunity to interview a Royals player via video chat and a custom Royals jersey. Stay tuned to Royals social media for Eli's interview with our other Capital Federal Junior Broadcast grand prize winners. Capital Federal, True Blue for over 125 years. Here's Josh Naylor. He swings at the first one. Hits a looper into shallow right center on the run, and making a basket catch on the run is Bubba Starling, the center fielder tonight. So Naylor, one of the new Indians, came over in that trade from San Diego yesterday. After singling and scoring his first time up, he's now 1 out of 2 with a pop to shallow right center. So a leadoff single by Reyes. The next two have been retired, and now it's their catcher, Roberto Perez, who just had a miserable offensive season until tonight. His first at bat came in the second inning, a 2-run homer to right field the opposite way off of Matt Harvey, his first extra base hit on the year. Right-handed hitter. Runner at first is Reyes, and a called strike. Slider from the 6'4" right-hander from Venezuela, Carlos Hernandez. Perez hit a career-high 24 homers last season. The pitch. Wave and a miss at the off-speed. Before last year, again, he hit 24 last year. Before that, in his entire career, he had only hit 21 home runs. He now has 1 in 2020. Runner at first. 2 down, top of the third, 5-0 Cleveland. Hernandez works from the high set, checks the runner, now the pitch. And the off-speed miss is a little bit low. Right now, let's pause for identification on the Royals Baseball Network.
Royals manager Mike Matheny joins Fesco in the morning. Wednesdays at 9, 610 Sports Radio, KCSB Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Kansas City, a radio.com sports station.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch, swing, and a fastball's fouled out of play off to the right. We've seen the fastball, the slider, the curveball from number 71. Carlos Hernandez. The Royals wear those home white uniforms. Major League debut for Carlos Eduardo Hernandez. Straight up defensively for Perez. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The first Major League strikeout for Carlos Hernandez. He strands Reyes at include 4 Army Commendation Medals, 3 Army Achievement Medals, and the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal. Sergeant Tanner is currently serving with the 89th Sustainment Brigade of Kansas City, Missouri, where he provides administrative support to over 1,400 soldiers with the Command for Military Promotions, Career Advancements, and Military Pay Actions. Bubba Starling to lead off the Royals' third inning. 5-0 Cleveland. Zach Plesac back to work, and the righty deals the ball down and away. Thank you for your service, Sergeant Jared Tanner, and thanks to Miller Lite for sponsoring tonight's military salute. 1-0. Bubba, big swing and a miss at the slider down and away. Bubba had the big hit last night. Came in the 8th inning. Put the Royals ahead. RBI base hit up the middle. There's a wave and a miss at another slider. And Plesac gets ahead of him 1-2. Bubba to be followed by Maybreeze Valori and Whit Merrifield, the 8-9-1 hitters here in the third. Zach Plesac works pretty quickly. Here comes the 1-2. And a wave and a miss at another slider. Back to back to back with that pitch. And Bubba is out number 1 as he is strikeout number 3 on the night for Plesac. brings up Maybreeze Valoria. Boy, Denny, that's a heck of a slider against a right-handed batter, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. It breaks late, and it looks like a fastball for a long way, and then it just kind of disappears. It's a heck of a pitch. He's got good stuff.
He does. Maybreeze Valoria looks at a fastball for a strike. Maybreeze, a left-handed hitter. He's gotten to play quite a bit, although this is only his 6th start on the year. Here's the 0-1, and there's a foul ball. And it's 0-2. With Merrifield on deck. Cleveland scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second. The long ball was the bane of Matt Harvey's existence. He gave up a 2-run homer to Lindor in the first, later a solo home run to Reyes in the first, and then in the second inning, a 2-run homer to Roberto Perez. There's a ball low. 1-2 the count. So Harvey, in an inning and a third, 5 runs, 6 hits, no strikeouts, a walk, 3 home runs, 40 pitches, 23 strikes. Was not his night. Now Carlos Hernandez is in for him. Here's Plesac delivering a pitch a little bit low, 2-2. He's the nephew of Dan Plesac, who was a longtime very successful left-handed reliever, and better known now as a baseball commentator on MLB Network. Crown Point, Indiana, the hometown of Plesac. And a wave and a miss and a strikeout of Maybreeze Valoria. That's 4 of them, one time through the batting order for Zach Plesac. Crown Point, Indiana is not far from Chicago. It's in northwest Indiana. And Whit Merrifield will bat for a second time. Whit grounded a short his first trip to the plate tonight. Plesac played his college ball at Ball State in Muncie, Indiana. Right-hander deals, and a wave and a miss by Whit. He also, Denny, he hides the ball pretty well, and I don't know if you'd call him a short armor, but the ball sort of jumps on the hitters in a hurry, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he hides it pretty well, too.
0-1 on Whit, playing second base tonight, and he'll foul one out of play off to the right. Plesac making a bid to strike out the side. He struck out Bubba and Maybreeze Valoria, and there's a fly ball into center, moving over toward left center is Delino DeShields. He'll put it in the 4th inning, right-handed batter, and he looks at ball 1 from the 6'4 right-hander Carlos Hernandez, making his major league debut tonight. He came on in relief of Matt Harvey in the 2nd inning. We're in the 4th now. The 1-0 is a fastball that was in, and they checked to see if the batter went around. First base umpire Jeremy Rehak says no swing. So Carlos falls behind 2-0. Boy, Mike Matheny would love to see Carlos Hernandez give him some length here after Harvey could only get 4 outs. And there's a called strike at the knees at 95. Well, the answer to the trivia question someday, who was the first strikeout victim for Carlos Hernandez? There's a big swing and a miss at a fastball. And after falling behind this hitter 2-0, it's now 2-2. The answer to that trivia question will be Roberto Perez, the Cleveland catcher, who struck out in the 3rd inning to end that inning. And there's a pitch up and in. So now a full count on the man leading off this inning, a guy that runs well, Delino DeShields, their number 9 hitter. And, of course, they have a pretty tough top of their order. Carlos Hernandez on deck. Jose Ramirez after that if somebody gets on Lindor. 4th inning, 5-0 Cleveland. Hernandez deals, and a swing and a bouncer toward the middle. Second base, Whit Merrifield gloves it, throws off balance. He got him at first base. Whit going far to his right behind second base, threw off balance, and DeShields is out. Whit getting to move in from center field to play second tonight, with Mondesi getting the evening off. Nicky Lopez playing shortstop for the first time tonight, and Whit made a heck of a play right there. One hopper, and O'Hearn gloved it on one hop on the backhand. Called strike. Denny, he hasn't forgotten how to play second base, apparently.
And he never will.
No.
Because that's his natural position.
Right. Cesar Hernandez fouls one off after he took a strike. It's now 0-2. Yeah, he's never made it a secret that he really likes to be at that spot. But he's a team guy, and on many nights the team has needed him in the outfield because they want Nicky in the lineup.
It's hard to quantify, but he told me one time, he said, I would be a better player if I played second base all the time.
Interesting.
I mean, that just makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's what he's most comfortable. I mean, it's all about being comfortable, right? Ball one was outside. Now the 1-2. He swings and misses and strikes out. It was a foul tip strikeout, and Hernandez strikes out against Hernandez, and there are 2 down. That's the second major league strikeout for Carlos. Boy, that fastball really had life.
Yeah, and the other thing that he really has shown is that he threw him a first pitch slider, a second pitch changeup, had him down in the count, and then later in the plate appearance, elevated his vision with that high heat.
Here is Jose Ramirez, batting left-handed. He has popped out and walked tonight. Ball 1 to him. Keeping in mind, this pitcher has never pitched above low A ball. Lexington, the Legends. Here's the 1-0. There's a fastball upstairs. So Lexington has 3 minor league levels above it, of course. Wilmington, Northwest Arkansas, and Omaha before you can get to the major leagues. So far, pretty impressive for Carlos Hernandez, who's allowed 1 base hit so far. This is his 3rd inning in relief. Here comes the 2-0 now to Ramirez, and he takes the fastball high, 3-0.
And he might be more suited for the bullpen because Dayton Moore was telling Ryan Lefebvre on their Sunday morning conversation that he might be a little like Kelvin Herrera, where the Royals started Kelvin in the minor leagues and he would be fine for 2-3 innings and then struggle in the 4th and 5th. And so did Hernandez. So sometimes you find your role in the big leagues.
Called strike on Ramirez, now 3-1. Here's the windup, the 3-1 pitch. And it just missed a little high, and it's ball 4, the first walk for Carlos. Well, a lot of guys who become relievers or starters in the minor leagues, and of course, you're always looking to develop starters, but also as a starting pitcher, it forces you to use all of your pitches. When you become a shorter reliever, you can whittle it down to maybe 2 or 3. Here is Lindor. Will bat with 2 down, runner at first. Lindor has a 2-run homer tonight. He's also flied to center, 1 out of 2. He bats left-handed here against the 6'4" right-hander, 250-pound Carlos Hernandez. They overshift with 3 to the right of second base on the infield. And the pitch to Lindor is a breaking ball in the dirt. Good block by Maybreeze Valori. He chases it up the first base line. The runner Ramirez stays at first base. 5-7-0 Cleveland, 0-1-0 for the Royals to this point. Ramirez has 8 steals. Takes a healthy lead off of first as Ryan O'Hearn holds him. Now pickoff throw over to first, and Ramirez dives back into the base. Lindor now with an 8-game hit streak with his home run tonight. Came in .345 his last 14 games. So after a slow start, he's really picked it up. Second half of August. 1-0 on Lindor. Now pickoff throw. And that time, the runner Ramirez didn't have quite as big a lead. He still dives back into first. Game 2 of a 3-game series and a 7-game homestand. One more with Cleveland tomorrow night. Then the White Sox are here Thursday night to open a 4-game set. Now the 1-0 and a swing and a grounder right to Ryan O'Hearn. Backhand steps on first. And Hernandez has done a super job. 2 2/3 scoreless. He strands a run, strike 1 from the 6'3" righty Zach Plesac, 25 years old, who has shut out the Royals on 1 hit through 3 innings. We're in the 4th, 5-0 Indians. Hunter Dozier struck out looking his first time. Next pitch, he swings and taps it foul. Dozier, Soler, and O'Hearn, 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Royals. They try to get something going offensively. They've only had 1 base runner. It was a first inning single by Soler. 7 in a row set down by Plesac since that time. Hunter stepped out for a moment, now steps back in. 0-2 in the pitch. and it misses away with a fastball. So 1-2. Well, Denny, we mentioned that Zach Plesac is the nephew of former pitcher who was with a lot of teams, but Milwaukee was the one he's best remembered for. That would be Dan Plesac, and you were saying that he and number 5, George Brett, had an incident at one point.
Yeah, Dan was a left-hander, unlike Zach, and a power pitcher, and he was one of the best closers in the league.
Swing and a miss and a strikeout of Hunter Dozier. Second time he struck out tonight. Make it 5 for Zach Plesac.
So we're talking about ninth inning, 1-run game. The Royals are down 1. Dan Plesac faces George Brett. It's raining, Old County Stadium, and they battled and battled and battled. And as I recall, Plesac won the battle. Brewers won the game, but it was a classic between one of the better closers in baseball at the time and, of course, the Hall of Fame hitter. It's fun to watch.
First pitch is strike on Soler. Now he swings and misses at the slider. Is quickly 0-2 on the Royals' right fielder tonight. Soler getting a chance to play in right field this evening. He singled his first time. He's the only base runner so far for the Royals tonight with that hit in the first. 3 infielders to the left of second. And there's a pitch a little bit low, 1-2.
Once again, it's that command down and away from a right-handed batter that Bieber and Plesac have done so well in the first 2 starts.
1-2 in the pitch to Jorge, and he takes it a little bit high. Fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. O'Hearn is on deck. And the pitch. Swing and a miss at the slider, and make it 6 strikeouts for Zach Plesac tonight. Tonight's weather update brought to you by Gary Lezak and 41 Action Weather, Kansas City's weather leader. 79 degrees now. Very nice evening. A little humidity, but very nice. By 10 o'clock, expected to be about 77. And it is at least not in the 90s, right? So things are been pretty nice. Tomorrow they're warming up. Next couple days, highs of 87, both Wednesday and Thursday. As O'Hearn stands in and takes a curveball for ball 1. O'Hearn has flied to center. He's been seeing the ball very well, and he takes it low. And here he is ahead of the pitcher, 2-0. O'Hearn 6 walks in his last 5 games, after 6 walks in his previous 22 before that. He and Hunter Dozier both throwing a lot more walks the last week or 2. 2-0 right now, the pitch, and he takes a fastball in the inside corner. Check scores of other games brought to you by Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised, and a proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Detroit and Milwaukee tonight. There's a wave and a miss at the changeup. Detroit's up 4-0 at the Brewers tonight. Detroit began the night at 500, 16-16. They've really been on a roll. Meanwhile, the White Sox at Minnesota, top of the 5th inning, 2-0 Chicago. There's a bouncer to the right side. First baseman Santana has it. Flips to Plesac covering for the
Stewart. Eric Guthrie with you at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. 5-0. Cleveland has the lead. Carlos Hernandez beginning the 5th inning of work. He's thrown 2 2/3 innings of shutout baseball, looking strong, touching 96, 97 miles an hour with his fastball. Just delivered strike 1 to Santana. Brings the next pitch barely off the plate with an off-speed pitch. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Santana 0 for 2 is grounded out, flied out to center. 1 for 6 in the series. Here's the pitch, a swing and a pop-up on the infield. Franco moves towards third base. He's there for the catch. And out number 1. Hey fans, visit learningquest.com/Blue Crew to enter your child to win Slugger's VIP virtual experience, which includes a $1,529 education savings account, a personalized video message from a Royals player, and so much more. Visit learningquest.com/Blue Crew to learn more. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Here is the fastball low to Franmil Reyes. Chance Adams has started to throw in the Kansas City bullpen. Reyes ultra hot right now. Almost the last month of the season, he's batting over 370, a home run and a single. Here's the pitch, slider low. 2 balls and no strikes. Reyes just with this confident look about him. Huge man, 6 feet 6 inches tall, about 260 pounds. Hernandez pitch, slider in there, inside corner, and it is a 2-1 count. San Diego's been trading practically their whole franchise, and last year they traded Reyes to Cleveland before the deadline in July. Fastball low, 3-1. Carlos steps off that mound, goes behind, now pounds the ball into the glove. He's walked 1, given up 1 hit. And right now is 3 innings of shutout baseball. The 3-1 pitch, he went around, and it is a check swing, but he went, and it's a full count at 3-2. Franmil, because of his size, his friends call him La Mole, the Beast. But they also say he likes to sing and dance to Dolly Parton music. Can you believe it? There's another rope, this time hitting the alley. That ball's going to get to the wall, and Reyes is going to have himself a 2-base hit. So he is a triple shy of the cycle. He is homered, singled, and now doubled. I'm telling you what, this guy is on fire. That fastball did run over the heart of the plate. He was trying to hit the outside corner, and then he does have a lot of arm side run to his fastball. But an impressive major league debut thus far for Carlos. Now the batter will be Tyler Naquin, another hot hitter who came in with a 10-game hit streak. But the Royals put an 0-for-4 on Tyler last night. And he is 0-for-2 this evening with a ground out and pop-up. First pitch, low, ball 1. Chicago remains hot. They have that 2-0 lead over Minnesota, and Dallas Keuchel with the 4 shutout innings. Tim Anderson, another couple of hits. He's now batting .343. Boy, that offense so exciting. And Chicago started the night with a 1-game lead over the Indians. Here's the pitch. Swing, ground ball, first base. O'Hearn has it, comes back to the bag, records the out. Reyes moves from second to third.
You know, while Carlos is still in the game, and boy, what a debut he's had here. We'll see how much longer he goes, but wow. We have number 71 pitching, number 72 catching. What a battery in the major leagues. How about
I didn't
that?
even think of that. You're right.
With Maybreeze Valoria, who's been 72 ever since, whenever he's been a big leaguer, behind the plate, and 71 for Carlos Hernandez.
And Eric might be able to look this up for me, but I understand that today we had our first 89. The last number that had never been used before, 89, was used somewhere in Major League Baseball. And I started reading the story, didn't get completely through it. Here's the pitch.
Was it the Yankees? I'm trying to remember.
I can't remember.
Well, we'll find out.
First pitch slider to Naylor is low, ball 1.
If I get 30 guesses, I'll get it right.
Eric will get it, I guarantee you. Before this, it's the Yankees.
It is Yankees.
Do you know who it is? Number 89?
I think he's a...
they have just about all of their numbers retired.
Yeah. He's probably a tight end, wouldn't you think?
Exactly.
With a number like that? What's that,
Mike
Denny?
Ditka.
Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka is the new number 89 for the New York Yankees. Thank you, Dan.
Well, the New York Football Giants played at Yankee Stadium for a long portion of their history.
Miguel Jahurure. He is number 89 for the New York Yankees. Here's Hernandez's pitch, and it's a fastball in. 2 balls and 1 strike. I'm not sure if I got the pronunciation correct, but okay, easy for you to say, Eric. The count 2-1 to Naylor. 5-0 Cleveland leads, top of the 5th. But an impressive Major League debut thus far for Carlos Hernandez. He comes set. The 2-1 pitch. In there, right on the inside corner at the knees, 94 miles an hour. Naylor is the older brother of Cleveland's 2018 first-round draft choice, Bo Naylor. So now they have all in the family in Cleveland. He was part of the Mike Clevenger deal with San Diego yesterday.
Denny, a little surprising, not a hockey player, being from Mississauga, Ontario.
Mm-hmm. Suburb of Toronto.
Yeah, big suburb.
But he is a baseball player, left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Full count, 3-2. Reyes still at third base. Cleveland got all 5 of the runs in the first 2 innings off starting pitcher Matt Harvey, who gave up 2 home runs in the first to Lindor and to Reyes, and then another 2-run shot to Roberto Perez in the second.
Hernandez is pretty smooth. His mechanics are smooth until the very end, and then he kind of explodes toward home plate.
There's a ground ball right side, fielded by Merrifield. He'll throw out us food insecurity in our community. In these challenging times, Edelman and Thompson is proud to join the Royals in supporting this essential cause. Well, the Royals have run into a buzzsaw in the first 2 starters for Cleveland. Shane Bieber and Zach Plesac have allowed the Royals just 2 hits in their 10 innings of work. And now Plesac working the 5th inning of play. Franco, McBroom, and Lopez. Royals did win last night, though, 2-1. From behind in the 8th inning. The pitch is swung on, hit in the air, right side. Over goes Hernandez. In comes the right fielder, Naquin, to make the catch right in the foul line. 1 out. Well, Denny, I would like you to give your evaluation, your scouting report on young Carlos Hernandez, who's thrown 3 2/3 innings of shutout baseball.
Impressive. I talked about his mechanics, and he's smooth, and then he explodes at the last minute. So when a pitcher has smooth mechanics, his fastball is going to look a little quicker to the hitter. I didn't see a lot of movement on his fastball. His breaking ball was sharp, decent depth. He's going to have to refine the command of his breaking ball. But, yeah, there's a lot of potential there, I think. He looked good.
And J.J. Piccolo told Stu on Saturday that he's a guy with a pretty good power changeup as well. So that's a good thing to see. We saw a few of them. Here's McBroom, and he fouls it back.
And, you know, they signed guys like Sal Perez relatively very cheaply, and Kelvin Herrera. This guy apparently signed for $15,000 at age 19. A lot of teams just didn't see him until he was 19, and boom, the Royals were smart and fortunate to be able to scoop him up and put him on the fast track to the big leagues.
There's a ground ball deep short, fielded by Lindor. He skips it to first base. Santana with a nice stretch, and there are 2 out. Well, you never know when you find a diamond in the rough. And how about Zach Plesac? He was a 12th round pick out of Ball State, and the reason he dropped so low was because his junior year, his draft eligible year, he injured his elbow and needed Tommy John surgery, so he dropped to the 12th round. Cleveland took a chance on him. Obviously, it's paying off.
It'll be interesting to see where Hernandez ends up with regard to starting or bullpen. That's always intriguing to see where a young guy is best suited.
Yeah, with Dayton Moore's interview with Ryan Lefebvre on Sunday, I was listening to that, and he kind of likened him a little bit to Kelvin Herrera. Here's a swing and a ground ball base hit up the middle by Nicky Lopez. He's on for the first time and ends at 0 for 14. And what Dayton was saying, Denny, was that Kelvin was a starting pitcher in the minors but couldn't hold up, and then obviously had success in the bullpen. And he said he's not pinpointing him, but he's saying Carlos could have a similar future.
Yeah, and it's normally, whether you're a starter, a bullpen guy, it also depends on your mentality. What are you best suited for between the ears? And some guys are just suited for the role as a starter. Some guys are much more comfortable, better off in the bullpen. So it'll be interesting to see where he ends up.
Well, Right now, so far, so good at 3 2/3 innings of shutout ball. Bubba Starling, the batter. Lopez at first base. The Royals have just their second hit of the night off Plesac, and he delivers strike one to Starling. He really abused Bubba first time up with slider after slider off the plate. And Bubba kept on stretching his strike zone and struck out. He goes slider, and this time flip foul, backing out of play, so a big advantage. Chance Adams continues to warm in the Royals' pen as Cal Eldred visiting with Carlos Hernandez, who might be coming out because it's not resting. He's at the top step of the dugout, arms draped over the dugout rail, watching Starling. Here's the 0-2 off the plate. The Royals have proven to be a very good fastball hitting team. 288. It's one of the highest batting averages in the American League off fastballs, but only 192 off non-fastballs, and that's why Plesac going with a lot of sliders tonight. The 1-2 pitch is swung on, popped a mile high, and back is catcher Perez, but it winds up in the seats with the cutouts. Finding its way down towards Mike Sweeney and Steve Balboni, two of the cutout fans watching tonight.
The cutouts, that sounds like a singing group.
I know, you're right. A 1960s singing group. Plesac to Starling. A swing and a foul off, barely did get that slider. His slider cuts a lot. I'm not sure if it's when you look at the scouting report, it doesn't say that he throws a cutter, but it's a very short, late-breaking, taking a little bit off his fastball, cutting it away. Doesn't have the same depth of the slider that Carlos Hernandez has shown, but opponent's only batting .083 off that slider this year.
Remember Dave Stieb?
Oh, yeah.
Pitched for Toronto.
Great slider.
Hal McRae said he had the best slider, Steve did, that he ever saw.
There's a pitch, ground ball wide of third base. It stays a ball and 2 strikes. From the left side, Steve Carlton, outstanding slider.
Carlton's was big. That was a big breaking ball.
Yeah, I remember seeing left-handed batters back off the plate, and the slider would hit the outside corner.
Or right-handed hitters would hit him they would hit him in the foot sometimes.
Plesac throws over.
Steve's slider was late and quick, according to Mac.
And they didn't even have the analytics of his spin rate. How can you hit when you can't get a spin rate on? Here's the pitch. Fouled off.
They might call Steve's now a cutter.
Yeah. I know it's interesting, like Jacob Junis will go tomorrow, and there are times where you'll see his slider break down and away from a right-handed batter and then straight down like a curveball. And he said, I throw both of them the same way, but obviously I get my hand more on top of one than the other. Plesac to Starling. And he bangs it down the line, and here's a long throw to first, not nearly in time. That'll be an infield hit for Starling. As Ramirez knew Bubba's speed, and he backhanded it deep at third and tried to make almost a lob toss because he tried to get it out of his glove so quickly. But with Bubba's speed, there was no chance. And Denny, I'm not sure if you saw the play by Nolan Arenado yesterday. It was amazing. The third baseman for the Colorado Rockies in foul territory leaped in the air and threw a strike to first base. And the broadcasters were just saying, well, there you have another one. That's another highlight. Wonder where that one ranks.
Did he get it on the hop, or was it all the way on the fly?
It was all the way on the fly, I believe, but I couldn't believe how he got in the air, Denny, and he got on top of the baseball with an absolutely true throw. And we're talking like, 150 feet. Here's the pitch, and that ball is stroked well to right field. Backing up the right fielder and making the catch, Tyler Naquin. Well, Valoria really struck the ball well, and he saves Zach Plesac here.
A job by Carlos Hernandez in his major league debut. Mike Matheny, Cal Eldred, Larry Carter, the bullpen coach, they'll take that performance all day long. My goodness. 3 2/3, no runs, 2 hits. Struck out 2, walked 1. Having never pitched above low A ball for the Royals. So really impressive for Carlos Hernandez. And he has to be very excited. And I think the Royals should be too, as the new pitcher now will be Chance Adams, right-hander. And he will get Roberto Perez, who has a 2-run homer in this game and a strikeout. Perez, then DeShields, then Cesar Hernandez, 8-9-1 hitters for Cleveland as they lead 5-zip. Outfield straight up as Chance Adams works from the high set. His first delivery is a breaking ball called strike. Chance Adams, 6'1", 215. He just turned 26 last month. Scottsdale, Arizona native. Royals got him in a trade with the Yankees. Pitched briefly in the big leagues with the Pinstripers each of the last 2 years. Here's the 0-1 and a wave and a miss at another curveball. So back-to-back curveballs has Chance Adams ahead 0-2 against right-handed hitting Roberto Perez, whose 2-run homer in the second inning was his first extra base hit on the season. He has missed time with injuries, but it had been a slow start for him. Now the 0-2, and this time he checks and takes a fastball away. Cleveland 3 in the first, 2 in the second. Matt Harvey was the starter for the Royals, but Matt didn't make it out of the second. He just didn't have what it took tonight. Didn't have much life on his pitches. And they were pretty flat. They were getting hit hard. And there's a breaking ball down in the dirt. Harvey went an inning and a third, gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, 3 homers. And then again, Carlos Hernandez, his major league debut, 3 2/3, no runs, 50 pitches. Two and 2. Adams kicks and deals, and a breaking ball misses low. So after getting ahead 0-2, now Chance Adams has to deal with a full count. Perez came in with 16 strikeouts among his 43 at-bats this year. So more than a third of his plate appearances have been strikeouts. The pitch, he swings and he taps it foul, just gets a piece of it to stay alive. Want to see the best behind-the-scenes action from your favorite team? Follow the Royals on social media. Search Kansas City Royals on your favorite platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to see exclusive moments with players, coaches, and more. Check in daily to see game highlights, exciting videos, and all the Salvi smiles. Another 3-2 here it comes, and a swing and a popper into shallow right. Whit Merrifield, the second baseman tonight, back there to make the grab, and Perez is out number 1 for Chance Adams. He wears uniform number 4-8. Chance Adams was called up yesterday from the alternate site to replace Ian Kennedy, who was put on the injured list with a left calf strain. This is the 3rd time this season that Chance Adams has come up to be on the big league roster for the Royals. Number 9 hitter is their center fielder, Delano DeShields, right-handed batter. He fouls one back and out of play. We all remember down in Arlington when DeShields was with the Rangers. He was drafted by Houston, then taken by the Rangers in the Rule 5 draft. He was a first-round pick by Houston 10 years ago, but his rookie year, he had a monster game against the Royals down there. He was a home run shy of the cycle one game in May of 15. There's a pitch in on the fists, and DeShields fouls it back to the netting. He was stealing bases, playing great outfield, and driving Royals pitchers nuts that particular day in May of 2015. DeShields has a single and a ground out tonight, 1 out of 2. Slight shift around to the left on the infield. Outfield straight up, and the 0-2 is a breaking ball down in the dirt. Chance Adams gave up 3 earned runs a week ago Monday, including a 2-run homer to Paul Goldschmidt in his Royals debut, inning and 2/3. The pitch, breaking ball, liner to left. It'll drop in front of Hunter Dozier, the left fielder, tonight for a 1-out single. So he hung a curveball into Shields as a base runner. And the top of the order now comes up. Cesar Hernandez up for a 4th time tonight. Infield hit, ground out, strikeout, 1 out of 3. With tonight's infield hit, he's reached in 33 of his 35 games this year. And he's enjoyed playing against the Royals. Switch hitter bats left-handed. Middle infield double play depth. DeShields with a big lead at first. The pitch is low. 324 with a double coming into this game in 10 games against KC in his career. And 1 for 3 tonight. He was a infielder for the Phillies the last several years. He's new with the Indians, and he's done a very nice job as their leadoff man. Came in with a 365 on base percentage. We mentioned he's reached in almost every game. There's a ball that is down in the dirt. Runner took off, got to second without a throw. Valoria tried to pick that up out of the dirt and make a throw down to second, but it was too late. So DeShields, once that ball was in the dirt, took off, and he's a runner at second now. Hernandez with a 2-0 count, runner at second, 1 out. 6th inning, 5-0 Cleveland. It's a wild pitch charge to Adams, and the pitch is a breaking ball a little bit low. Well, Fizz, a member of the Royals ownership group, got a pretty nice memento tonight. That would be Mr. Patrick Mahomes. He got his Super Bowl ring tonight.
Man, did you see that thing?
What a year.
That is as big as his hand. He's got big hands.
They were gigantic. 3-0 pitch and a called strike. Same company, Jostens, made the Royals 15 and 14 rings, made the Chiefs rings that were awarded tonight. Andy Reid and his team getting the ring they've been waiting for since they won the Super Bowl back in February. Boy, that is a monster ring. Congratulations, Mr. Mahomes. 3-1. Hopefully it won't be his last. 3-1 now on the batter Hernandez with a runner at second, 1 out. The pitch called strike, 3-2.
Shouldn't the rings be called trophies now?
Yeah,
good point.
Yeah, or doorknobs. I mean, my goodness, they are of size. I mean, the 15 ring the Royals won is very big, no doubt. But these were the next size bigger. Of course, football players have, a lot of them have pretty big hands. Have you ever seen Trevor Vance's ring? I think his ring size, he's of course the head groundskeeper of the Royals. There's a foul ball. I think somebody said his ring size is like a 15 or something. I mean, his Royals ring might be as big as some of those Chief rings, but yeah, the rings just, I know, Denny, you still wear your 85 Royals championship ring. So does George. So do obviously a lot of the players on that team, and it's very visible. It's plenty big, but it's a little easier for you to wear than what the Chiefs are giving out tonight. There's a grounder to third, right where Franco was playing. He'll fire across to first. He looks the runner back at second before making the throw, and that's out number 2. So DeShields stays at second base, and it will be Jose Ramirez now, who has walked twice. He's popped out, and he'll bat with the runner in scoring position.
Do you remember William the Refrigerator Perry?
Yes.
The big old defensive tackle for the Bears years ago. When
The
he got his Super Bowl ring, you know what size it was?
Was it like 20-something?
23.
23.
Are you serious? That's ridiculous. Those are hands as big as toilet seats. Holy cow.
So Jose Ramirez, batting left-handed, stands in there against Chance Adams, trying to hold down this Cleveland offense. They scored 5 through the first 2 innings. They haven't scored since. We're in the 6th right now. Indians have out-hit the Royals 9-3 and outscored them 5-zip. From the stretch, Adams delivers, and a called strike. Outfield could not be more straight away for Ramirez. Infield, though, pulled around to the right, 3 on the right side of second. Jose with very good numbers against the Royals this year. There's a one-hopper to first. It's off the glove of O'Hearn, out to second base in short right field. It'll be Whit Merrifield. Runner going to come around third, come in to score. And now they have the runner in a rundown between first and second. The tag is applied, but that ball went off of O'Hearn's glove and kicked into shallow right field where Whit was playing. But by the time Whit can handle it, will lead off. Whit is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flied out. Zach Plesac at 80 pitches right now. Dominic Leone is warming in the Indians bullpen. And Whit takes it up and in. The Kansas City Steak Company, a proud partner of the Royals, has a special offer for Royals fans. Order online at kansascitysteaks.com and use code Royals2020 to get 20% off of your order. Whit takes it high. 2-0. The 6th inning, our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is from St. Joe. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a popper fouling out of play. Michael Hunt is our contestant. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Michael wins $300. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Michael wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals. You can be our next Sonic Slam contestant. You can register by using the Ballpark app found in your app store. 2-1, and there's a ball pulled to third. Ramirez up with it. He'll fire across, and the throw beats Merrifield to first for the first out of the inning. So Whit is 0 for 3. That doesn't happen too often. Hunter Dozier, the hitter, he has struck out looking and struck out swinging. Zach Plesac, part of a big fraternity of Zachs who pitch in the major leagues or have pitched in recent years. Zach Greinke, Zach Britton, Zach Godley. I mean, it's amazing how many Zachs there are that have made it to the big leagues as pitchers these last several years. There's a slider down and away to Dozier. Hunter Dozier has scored 13 runs in his last 10 games. Of course, he's been getting on base a lot, drawing tons of walks. He walked 3 times yesterday. It's a career high. 1-0 the count. The pitch to him. He swings. Fly ball right field. Going back is Naquin to the fence. Looking up. It's gone. It's a home run for Hunter Dozier, and the Royals are on the board here in the 6th inning. Hunter Dozier muscles up and goes the other way. His 4th home run, and the Royals are on the board here in the 6th. With that home run by Hunter Dozier and every Royals homer that hit this season, Kansas City's #1 injury lawyers, Edelman and Thompson, donate $250 to Harvesters to help address food insecurity in our community. In these challenging times, Edelman and Thompson is proud to join the Royals in supporting this essential cause. Here's Soler jumping on the first pitch, hits a looper into shallow left field, coming in and on the run, making a good running catch, is their new addition, part of that trade from San Diego yesterday. Naylor, as he made a good running catch in left field coming in on that ball. So 2 down in the inning. And that will bring up Ryan O'Hearn. And O'Hearn will take a strike. O'Hearn has flied out and grounded out. Here is O'Hearn pulling it foul. Base hit RBI on that ball that went off O'Hearn's glove in the top of this inning. They say the out went 4-3-6-1. on the play. Of course, DeShields was able to come home and score to make it 6-0. There's a ground ball to the right side where Lindor is positioned on the right side of second. He'll make. So they're saying it was 4-3-6-1. They did say it was a base hit, the ball that went off the glove of O'Hearn. It was a little bit to his right, and he went over to grab it, went off his glove, kicked over to Witt, and they said that the rundown went 4-3-6-1. They did say 4-1-6-3? Okay. 4-1-6-3. 4-1-6-3. Thank you, Eric. 1-0 now on Lindor, batting left-handed. He hit a 2-run homer in the first inning. There's a wave and a miss at the fastball from Chance Adams. He's the Royals' third pitcher on the night after Matt Harvey didn't make it out of the second inning. He went an inning and a third, 5 runs. Carlos Hernandez, big league debut, very good, 3 2/3 scoreless. And now Adams on for his second inning of relief. Lindor, Santana, and Reyes, 3, 4, 5 hitters here in the Indians' 7th inning. Thanks to that home run by Hunter Dozier, our contestant Michael from St. Joe won $300 from the Royals and from Sonic. Overshift around to the right as Lindor bats left-handed. He takes a strike at the knees, fastball. Lindor now with an 8-game hit streak. Besides the 2-run homer in the first, which was his 6th on the year, he's also flied out and grounded out. And the 1-2 off speed, misses down and away. Well, Mike Matheny and the Royals definitely hoping to come back and win this game. If they're not able to get closer, it is offering the opportunity to use some relievers who haven't gotten a lot of work and give some of the high leverage guys a break. Greg Holland has worked 3 games in a row, including getting the save here last night. 3-2 now the count on Lindor. Now the Royals have action in the pen. That would be I'll tell you in a second. Now the 3-2 swing, fly ball, left center. Dozier is playing left tonight as Gordon gets an evening off. Dozier comes in to make the catch, and that is out number 1 here in the 7th inning. That'll bring up Santana. Carlos Santana. He's their first baseman. Randy Rosario is warming in the Royals pen. Carlos Santana has grounded out, flied out, popped out. Switch hitter, bats left-handed. Leads the majors with 33 walks, but has not walked in any of his previous 3 games, nor has he tonight. First pitch is fouled down the left side and beyond the reach of Dozier. Didn't get high enough in the air to let Dozier run under it. So 0-1 the count on Santana, who's always been very tough on the Royals. Santana with 30 career home runs against the Royals. There's a pitch high. Tied with Nelson Cruz and Miguel Cabrera for the most homers against the Royals among active ball players. Cruz, Cabrera, and this guy Santana. Open stance, nobody on, 1 out, top of the 7th. Overshift around to the right in the infield. And the pitch is a breaking ball, a little bit low. 2-1 the count. Chance Adams out of Dallas Baptist University, which has become something of a baseball factory the last several years. There's a pitch down low. Of course, Ben Zobrist came out of there. 3-1 now the count. He transferred from JUCO over to Dallas Baptist. He's a Scottsdale native, Chaparral High School in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. 3-1. And the pitch. Swing and a liner into right center. He beats the shift with a 1-out single. Let's pause for identification on the Royals Baseball Network.
Strike three, you're out.
Stay tuned after the final out to Vern's postgame show right here on 610 Sports Radio. KCSB Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Kansas City, a radio.com sports station.
It's a 6-1 Cleveland lead. Chance Adams trying to hold it there and not let the lead get any bigger. Here's Franmil Reyes, who has a homer, single, double. The only part of the cycle he's missing is the hardest part, the triple. Big, strong right-handed hitter. He homered in the first inning. It was his 8th on the year. His double in the 5th inning was his 7th on the year. Runner at first is Santana with one down. And a pitch over but low for ball one to Franmil Reyes. He's been red hot at the plate, 3 for 3 tonight. He came in .366 his last 22 games. 5 doubles, 6 homers, 20 driven in 22 games. Our offense has begun to wake up. We're seeing him score 6 tonight. There's a off-speed offering that's way inside. When you're looking for a real estate agent, you want someone who has all the knowledge, has the right tools, and dots all the I's. Someone good enough to throw a no-hitter. You're looking for a RE/MAX agent. Start your search today with a RE/MAX app. Right-hander Chance Adams looks in for a sign from Mabrys Valoria. Here comes the 2-0 and a swing and a foul back. Challenged him with a fastball. Randy Rosario continues to throw in the Royals pen. This is game 5 in a stretch for the Royals of 17 consecutive days of baseball. Two-1. There's a foul out of play. You don't like to be trailing by 5 runs, but some of these relievers do need the work. Chance Adams does. He, of course, added yesterday to the roster. Rosario could use the work. Carlos Hernandez getting in there earlier, doing a great job.
Steve, you're talking about the Cleveland offense. It's kind of interesting. They're getting hardly any offense, especially power offense, from their 3 outfielders. And most teams have a lot of power in their outfields.
There's a breaking ball that misses down and in. Yeah, their first 4 hitters in their batting order is their infield. Second base, third base, shortstop, first base, then DH.
Yeah.
And that's obviously one of the deficiencies on their club, and they hope that Naylor will help in that aspect, and other guys will improve as the year goes along. Of course, we know they are built on pitching, and that's been a winning formula. Is it enough of a formula to win a World Series? We'll see. There's a liner to deep right field. Soler going over. He's going to have to play it off the base of the fence. Santana going around second. He'll be held at third. And into second with his second double of the night, his 4th hit, his 3rd extra base hit, is Franmil Reyes, who goes the other way with a double.
Man, he's as hot as Brad Miller. I'm not sure if you heard about Miller's game.
What, did he drive in 7 tonight?
Drove in 7. He had 4 hits, 3 extra base hits.
For St. Louis, which is winning, 16-2 in the 9th. They knocked Sonny Gray out in the first inning of their game in Cincinnati. It's a final now. 16-2 is the final. So the Reds did get a safety, but the Cardinals didn't mind missing Cardinals. So that was tough, but here's a chance for him to get some work and hopefully keep this Cleveland club right where they are, up by 5. 6-1-2-10 out of the Dominican. Former Minnesota Twin and Chicago Cub, joined the Royals late last year, did a nice job, and trying to take care of a couple left-handed hitters due up right now. Tyler Naquin and then Josh Naylor. Well, we talk about the fact that the Royals are getting to use some of their relievers who could use the work. I mean, Mike Matheny, he loves to use the phrase chasing wins, which is, of course, what it's all about in this sport, right? But in doing so, of course, so many close games where you're down 1, even, up 1. You're just leaning on that bullpen night after night after night. The Royals have played 20 games this season decided by 2 runs or fewer. Only the Blue Jays have played more such games. Royals second in the big leagues in terms of close games decided by 2 runs or fewer. So they really have been leaning on that bullpen. So here is Rosario to face left-handed hitting Tyler Naquin, who's 0 for 3. The Royals bring their infield in with second and third and 1 out. There's a called strike on Naquin, who has been hot. Although in this series, he's now 0 for 7. He came into the series with a 10-game hit streak, and now the rain starts to fall. We saw a member of the grounds crew out with the umpire crew showing him the radar between innings about 15 minutes ago. There's a foul ball off to the left. And so the rain is falling. We're not sure if it'll last very long. Right now they're playing through it for the moment. The grounds crew is set up behind the tarp, Denny, right behind that tarp in the classic tarp unrolling position. And now they're going to wave them off the field. 9:17 is the beginning of a rain delay, which we hope will not last long. But Trevor Vance and his great grounds crew, they're unfurling the tarp just as quickly as they can as the Royals run off the field and head for cover. It's a 6-1 Cleveland lead. We're in the 7th inning at Kauffman Stadium, and we are in a rain delay here tonight. And we've lived a pretty charmed life. Haven't had a lot of rain to deal with so far in this sprint of a season, but right now one of these little summer pop-up thunder showers rolling through. They've even put the radar up on the Crown Vision here at Kauffman Stadium for all of us to take a look at the radar.
These showers never last very long.
Yeah, it should be. I'm thinking it's fairly brief. So now the grounds crew is going to go ahead and fully cover things. Cleveland scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second. They scored another run on the top of the 6th. The Royals got on the board with a run on the bottom of the 6th and a Hunter Dozier home run, a Sonic Slam winning home run. And that's where we are here. The Indians have out-hit the Royals 12-4.
The cutouts are braving the elements. They have not covered up at all. Now one umbrella is out.
It's impressive. Impressive. So delay here, which we don't anticipate being too long. We can tell you what's been going on around baseball tonight. We'll do that after we take a little break. So we'll take a little break for our wonderful sponsors to tell you some important information. But rain delay at the moment. I'll let you hear that again one of these days. We never lack for delays in the game of baseball. That's why we have a library of those type interviews. So Tyler Naquin is the hitter against Rosario. On an 0-2 pitch, there's a fly ball the other way, deep left. Dozier over toward the left field line will make the catch. Tagging and coming in to score will be Santana. It was a sacrifice fly off the bat of Naquin, so a good plate appearance for a guy who hadn't reached base in this series yet. And with that sacrifice fly, Cleveland increases their lead. They're now up 7-1. Runner at second remains Reyes, and now 2 down in the inning. So Naquin goes the other way to drive in his 12th run on the year, as there were runners at second and third, 2 down here in the top of the Cleveland 7th. Now there are 2 down. And the batter is Naylor, who joined this club yesterday. Their left fielder tonight, left-handed hitter. He singled, scored in the second. He's 1 out of 3, and he looks at a strike from Randy Rosario, the Royals' 4th pitcher on the night. 7-12-0 for the Indians, 1-4-0 for the Royals. We're in the 7th inning, game 2 of a 3-game set. We had a rain delay that lasted less than 30 minutes, about 25 or so minutes. Oh, it was 16 minutes. There you go. So it was shorter than 20. So Bob Uecker didn't even get all his stories in. 0-2 now as there's a strike on Naylor, Naylor. Rosario, the only Royals lefty in their pen. Here's the 0-2, and a slider misses down and away. Tomorrow night, one more with the Indians, and that'll be at 7:05, and that'll be Jake Junis against Tristan McKenzie. But then the Royals see Cleveland for 4 next week at Cleveland next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The series begins on Labor Day evening, and so the Royals and Indians seeing a lot of each other right about now. Reyes leads from second with 2 down. Here comes the 1-2 and a breaking ball. Little blooper into shallow center. That's going to drop in for a hit. Here comes Reyes around third. He will score without a throw, and the Indians' lead is 8-1. So a bloop RBI single for Naylor. That's his first RBI as an Indian. And they have their biggest lead of the night. It's a 7-run margin. His second hit of the night for Naylor. So the Indians have added to their lead with 2 in the 7th inning, interrupted by a 16-minute rain delay.
And we can close the book on Chance Adams, who gave up 3 runs in an inning and a third.
Here's Roberto Perez, who homered for the first time this year with a 2-run shot in the second inning. Right-handed batter, their catcher. He's 1 out of 3. Runner at first, 2 down. Here's the pitch from the lefty, and it's a called strike with a fastball. Rosario turned 26 back in May. This lefty for the Royals, their 4th pitcher on the night. He first got to the big leagues in 17 with Minnesota. That was his original organization. He was with them for a long time, from 2011 when they signed him right through 2017. Here comes the 0-1, and a fastball misses low. And then he was claimed off waivers by the Cubs, where he was a pitcher in 18 and 19. In 18 with the Cubs, he had a really nice year, 44 relief appearances and a 3.66 ERA, a 4-0 record. But then the next year with the Cubs, in 19 last year, it didn't go well for him in 13 appearances, an ERA just south of 6. There's a shot fair up the first base line, opposite field shot by Perez, extra bases. Soler digging it out of the right field corner. Here comes Naylor around third. He slides in head first ahead of the throw, and the Indians have their 9th run. So it's an RBI double by Perez just inside the first base bag up the right field line. And a nice bit of hitting there by Perez going the other way, and he drives in his 3rd run of the night with a double. So 2 extra base hits for a guy that hasn't been hitting, Perez. So 9-1 Cleveland now. And Naylor, who runs well, scores from first base on that shot into the right field corner.
We told you that they'd been swinging the bat well lately. On the season, no, only averaging 220 and a little over 4 runs per game. But their last 11 games, they've been averaging right around 5 runs per game and hitting over 270.
Delino DeShields, Fizz, will take a breaking ball for a strike as he's up for a 4th time. 2 out of 3. But, yeah, you're right. Then, I mean, they have too many good hitters on their team to be as bad offensively as they were the first, 20 games or so.
Yeah, when you look down, you see Ramirez hitting 248, Lindor 266, Santana 212. That's not the Indians.
Breaking ball is fouled out of play off to the right. 0-2 the count on DeShields, their number 9 hitter. 3 runs scored by Cleveland in this inning, and they have a man in scoring position in Perez.
And yet they're 21-14 because their pitching is really great.
My goodness. I mean, they lead almost every category. They're either first or second in just about every category, every good category in pitching. It's remarkable.
And 6 more strikeouts tonight by their starter, Zach Plesac, giving them 366 on the year in a little more than a month. And that's number 1 in baseball. 6
strikeouts and no walks for Plesac. He's got plenty of run support. 0-2 pitch to DeShields. Called strike 3. That will end the inning. For Cleveland, he is right-hander Dominic Leone. He has a sizable lead as he takes to the hill. It's an 8-run Cleveland lead. They're up 9-1. Cleveland with some crooked numbers tonight. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and in the top of the 7th inning, 3 more. They have 9 runs on 14 hits. The Royals 1 run on 4 hits. Zach Plesac, very good as he just slid right back into the rotation after coming out of the alternate site. 6 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks, a home run, 90 pitches, 62 strikes. So he was on his game tonight, and he is finished. But the Indians have to be very pleased, obviously, with what they saw out of him tonight. And now it is Leone. And he'll get Michael Franco, who's going to pop up the first pitch, and he'll be out of play off to the right. Franco and McBroom and Lopez are due up in this frame. For Leone, this is his 10th appearance. He's got an ERA of 8.10. Opponents hitting 367 against him. But it's not a close game. And so Sandy Alomar, their interim manager, is getting some work for one of their guys who hasn't been in a lot of high leverage situations. Well, Fizz, even more good news for part of the Royals ownership group. Patrick Mahomes, who's had a great day because he received, along with all his teammates and the coaches, his Super Bowl ring tonight. Here's a pop-up foul and out of play off to the left. So he gets his Super Bowl ring. And now he's an engaged man as he proposed to Brittany Matthews, his longtime girlfriend. So congratulations, as they're now engaged. So what a year. You win a Super Bowl MVP, get your Super Bowl ring, and you get engaged. 2020's had a lot of bad things happen, but at least for Patrick, he's had some good things happen.
He has had a fantastic
oh, by the way,
year.
he becomes part of the Royals family as he becomes part of the Royals ownership group, and I know how excited everybody in that Royals ownership group, everybody is about having Patrick be part of the Royals family. That is so cool because we know how much he loves baseball, grew up with it, and played it. I mean, his dad would tell stories. He goes, even sophomore year in high school, his dad still thought he'd be a baseball player, not a football player. That's how good he was at baseball.
Big fan. His cutout never left during that 16-minute rain delay.
Yeah, his cutout is tough. He's got the toughest cutout. 1-2 swing, fly ball, hit pretty well to left. Naylor going back. Naylor near the fence, right in front of the fence, will make the catch, and Franco didn't quite get all of it, and he is out number one. So congrats to Patrick Mahomes and to Brittany. I have a feeling that even though the ring has to be phenomenal that he's giving her, I don't think it can be bigger than his Super Bowl ring, can it? She wouldn't be able to leave the house.
I saw the video of him opening the box and seeing the ring, and it looked like a bracelet.
Yeah,
it was huge.
Of size. Here's Ryan McBroom, who's the DH tonight, 0 for 2. He's popped out and grounded out. We're in the 7th. It's 9-1 Cleveland. The rain has come and gone.
How do you know he didn't use that ring?
Maybe he did. There's a ball well struck to center, but right at DeShields, the center fielder. He hit it right on the nose, a liner to center, but DeShields barely had to move. Quickly 2 her down here in the Royal 7th. Maybe he gave her that. You never know. But it's, well, we all hope he'll have enough where he can eventually give one to his dad, one to his mom, one to his, by then, wife.
Yeah, that's
4 or 5 rings. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
My wife tells me, what's mine is mine, and what's yours is ours.
There you go. Here is Nicky Lopez, who's the shortstop tonight. He has struck out and singled. And he'll foul a fastball straight back.
Good to see Nicky break that 0 for 14 slide he'd been in.
Yeah, with that single to center in the 5th. You're right. He was cooled off. Well, he loves playing short. Of course, he played short most of his life. There's a little looper slicing foul down the left side. 0-2 the count, but of course with Mondesi on this club in the minor leagues, he moved over and started playing second base, and he's done a nice job at second for the Royals. But tonight he's done a solid job at short.
Yeah, because he kind of bulked up in the offseason, put on some weight, showed some power. He was trying to be a power guy early, and Mike Matheny was trying to convince him that's not who you are. Get back to what Nicky Lopez does best, line drives.
Dominic Leone deals, and he misses a little bit outside. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes on Nicky. And the pitch. And there's a breaking ball that bounces 2 or 3 feet in front of the plate. Yeah, rain delay, they said, was 16 minutes. So it was brief, but it was coming down heavy enough in which the umpire said, let's stop things for the moment. Let's cover the infield. But the tarp was probably on the field for maybe 5 minutes, if that. So it was brief, as Denny had expected. 2-2. And the pitch to Nicky. He will hit a one-hopper by the diving shortstop Lindor into center for a hit. Lindor was playing over on the left side of second, but only by about 6 or 7 feet, and he dove to his left and couldn't come up with that one. And Nicky has a 2-hit night. He's 2 out of 3. He's a 2-out base runner for Bubba Starling. Bubba with an infield hit his last time up, and he's also struck out tonight.
Yeah, those are some positives. We're seeing Nicky Lopez squaring up the baseball again, and obviously the Major League debut of Carlos Hernandez with his 3 2/3 innings of shutout baseball.
So Bubba stands in against this right-hander Leone. And the pitch, and a fastball fouled straight back. That one coming in at 94. It was interesting. Mike Matheny was telling Ryan before the game about a guy like Bubba. Now, Bubba Starling, yesterday was his first at bat in 8 days. His hit was his first hit in 27 days. He hasn't been getting much action. Now he's getting to start tonight, 0-1 the count. Long pause. Leone deals, and a swing and a grounder back to the pitcher. He'll flip to first for the out. Man left.
At Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, 9-1. Cleveland has the lead. Randy Rosario stays in the ball game. He'll be facing Cesar Hernandez, then Jose Ramirez and Francisco Lindor. The Indians with 9 runs on 14 hits. The Royals with 1 run on 5 hits. Great starting pitching by Cleveland in this series. Bieber last night, Plesac tonight. There's a pitch and a swing and a ground ball third. Nice backhand stop by Franco. His throw in time, 1 out. Franco's been playing some good defense lately, particularly some of those backhanded smashes. Good hands. Hey fans, the Kansas City Urban Youth Academy Sandlot 2.0 for young baseball and softball players is returning this fall. During this 6-week program, kids between the ages of 6 and 8 will continue their development in hitting, fielding, and throwing. The program begins September 16th and will be hosted at the Urban Youth Academy. Through the generous donations of Royals fans, programs such as Sandlot 2.0 are free for youth participants. Visit MLB.com.KCUYA for more information. Here is Jose Ramirez. He's been on base 3 times with a couple of walks and an infield hit. Drove in a run, his 23rd of the year. Cal Quantrill is warming in the Cleveland bullpen. He's one of the newcomers they just received from the San Diego Padres in the Mike Clevenger deal. They traded Clevenger and Greg Allen and a player to be named later to San Diego for Quantrill. Austin Hedges, Josh Naylor, who's starting tonight, and 3 prospects. 1-1 to Ramirez, down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rosario is going to stick in the bigs. He's got to be able to get left-handed batters out. Doesn't overpower you with his fastball, low 90s, and a slider. The pitch on the way, and Ramirez bangs it to left and deep. Dozier is back, and that ball is gone. Home run. So Ramirez belts his 8th of the year, and it's 10-1 Cleveland. That's the 4th home run that the Tribe has hit in this game. One by Lindor, his 6th. One by Reyes, his 8th. One by Roberto Perez, his 1st. And now one by Jose Ramirez, number 8. The Royals have won by Hunter Dozier, and that's their only run of the night. Now Lindor, the batter. So 10 runs on 15 hits for Cleveland. They only had 1 run last night, and the Royals rallied to beat them 2-1. Rosario brings it. There's a shot up the middle for a base hit, so Lindor on for the 2nd time. He is 2 for 5. The evening started poorly for the Royals as starting pitcher Matt Harvey didn't even make it out of the 2nd inning. Gave up 5 runs in an inning and a third. The pleasant sign was Carlos Hernandez, a big 6'4", 250-pound flamethrower from the right side, who only pitched in A ball last year, as high as low A, through 3 2/3 innings of shutout baseball and looked good. His fastball was touching 96, 97 at times. Walked 1, struck out 2. Here's Santana. He had to hit his last time, up 1 for 4. He scored 1 run. Every single Cleveland Indian has reached. Hernandez on once. Ramirez on 4 times. Lindor on twice. And Santana rips 1 foul. 1-1. Reyes is 4 for 4. Still a triple shy of the cycle. He's homered, singled, and doubled twice. Naquin, well, I beg your pardon, Naquin is the only one who has not been on base. He did hit a sacrifice fly and drive in a run. Naylor's 2 for 4 in his first start as a member of the Indians, and Perez is 2 for 4 with a home run and a double, and DeShields 2 for 4. 16 hits now for Cleveland. Santana, switch hitter, batting from the right side. Rosario's pitch off the plate. 2-1. Tyler Zuber starts to warm in the Kansas City bullpen. Right now, Rosario at 23 pitches, but a lot of them have been well struck, including the home run by Ramirez in this inning. Pitch on the way is low. Royals traded one of their left-handers to San Diego earlier in the season. That was Tim Hill. And they were able to get Franchi Cordero and Ronald Bolaños, who are both down at our satellite team, working out at T-Bone Stadium to the west. There's a swing and a grounder foul, and it's now full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hey, fans, did you know you can purchase your kids' Blue Crew box in person at the K? The $30 membership includes a long sleeve performance tee, lunchbox backpack, special edition socks, 2 home game ticket vouchers good for the 2021 season, and more. Packages are available for delivery at Royals.com/Blue Crew or in person at the Royals team store. The count 3-2, runner at first base. Rosario to the plate. A swing and a miss, and down goes Carlos Santana. 2 outs. Second strikeout for Rosario. Around baseball today, Atlanta's Marcell Ozuna hit 3 home runs tonight at Fenway Park, and Atlanta beat Boston. How about this? The Red Sox are now 12-24. They just pretty much sacrificed this season and are planning on 2021. The batter is Franmil Reyes. He is a triple shy of the cycle, and he has been a monster of late. We chronicled it all evening long over the last 3.5 weeks of the season, hitting now over 380 with 7 home runs and 21 RBIs. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss. 0-2. Big guy who came over midseason from San Diego wound up hitting, combined with the Padres and Indians, 37 home runs and drove in 81. And that was in his age 24 season. Promising future. Fastball's way high and outside. And he's been squaring up everything. I mean, he is as hot as like Nelson Cruz was when the Twins were here a couple of weeks ago. And about everybody for the Chicago White Sox when we saw them. I did see that Minnesota came back and tied that game, Stu, 2-2 with Chicago and the Twins, with the Twins losing 6 straight ball games. 1-2 pitch, low and in, 2-2.
And now Minnesota's up 3-2.
Yeah, they need some help. I think the team was a little disappointed when management didn't improve them after they had lost 5 in a row and did make a trade yesterday.
True, although they did add Buxton and Pineda, and tomorrow adding Donaldson. So those are their internal additions, but they're additions.
I just thought they needed pitching.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw the price they get. Clevenger was the big difference maker that got moved. Nobody met the King's ransom. The Rangers apparently wanted for Lance Lynn. I mean, Mike Minor was so good when he was here working out of our bullpen, and then for a while after that was good as a starter, but this year's been a rough one for him as a starter. Oakland taking a flyer on him, but hopefully he'll do well for him. I like Mike a lot, but it's been a rough year.
Well, here is the 3-2 pitch to Franmil Reyes. He swings and bangs it up the middle for a base hit. He is 5 for 5. Racing for third is Lindor. He'll make it safely. My goodness, he is hot. While we have a moment, let's pause for station identification on the Royals Radio Network.
You can now listen to every Royals game right from your phone with the Radio.com app. 610 Sports Radio, KCSP Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Kansas City, a Radio.com sports station.
So Franmil Reyes with a career-high 5-hit games. He's been on fire. Cal Eldred jogs out for a little pick-me-up for Randy Rosario as he'll face a left-handed batter in Naquin. Zuber's been warming this entire inning because Rosario hasn't fooled many. First batter he faced hit a long fly ball to left to drive in a run and a sac fly. Then Naylor singled, Perez doubled. DeShields did strike out, but this inning started innocently with Hernandez grounding out. Then Ramirez homered. Lindor solid single up the middle. Santana struck out. And Reyes banged a hit up the middle. So 10-1 Cleveland. But it's only one game. The Royals will close out this series tomorrow night with Jacob Junis dueling the rookie Tristan McKenzie. Now Rosario to Naquin. First pitch in, ball one. Runners in the corners, 2 out. Pitch low and in the dirt. Very good block by Valoria. Cleveland trying to get back to the postseason. They have a good team, a great pitching staff. They won 93 games last year, but missed the postseason for the first time since 15. Sandy Alomar running the ship with Terry Francona sideline with an illness. Here's the 2-0. It is in there for a strike and a 2-1 count. Been a long time for Cleveland since they won a world championship, 1948. 72 years ago. We saw the Red Sox and also the White Sox and Cubs get that gorilla off their back in the last 15 years.
And that was in the 16 World Series. Everybody was focused on the Cubs in 108 years, but the Indians went into that series. It was 68 then.
Yep.
But obviously the Cubs drought was way more famous and way longer. So, but
somebody had to win, somebody had to lose, and the Cubs finally won.
What a World Series that was.
7 games. It was brilliant. Here's the pitch, a swing and a little flare that will be picked off. Nicky Lopez fires to first and makes the catch. Ryan Mabry's Valoria will lead things up. He scalded a baseball last time up, and Tyler Naquin made a terrific over-the-shoulder catch, running the gap in right center field, and robbed Valoria of an extra base hit and driving in 2 runs because Lopez and Starling were both on. There's a grounder up the middle and backhanded by the second baseman. Flips it across the diamond, but misses his mark. That will be an infield hit for Valoria. Well, today's Hellsburg Diamonds defense in the diamond play was that terrific catch by Naquin in the 5th inning. Visit your nearby Hellsburg store or shop at Hellsburg.com. Hellsburg Diamonds, a Berkshire Hathaway company. Here's Whit Merrifield. Whit looking for his first hit of this series. He's now 0 for 7. Cal Quantrill is the new pitcher for Cleveland, and he brings it, and it is in there for a strike. Austin Hedges is the new catcher, so the battery is part of that San Diego Padre deal. Freeman is now at third. Naylor moves to first base, and Mercado is in left. Quantrill comes in, and Witt can handle that pitch pretty well and hammers it foul. So they're giving Ramirez a little time off. Same with Santana. bottom of the 8th, 10-1 Cleveland. They have 10 runs on 17 hits. The Royals have 1 run on 5. Valoria at first. Quantrill's pitch is in the dirt. And Witt says, stay put, Mabrys. He does. It's 1-2. Quantrill, a right-hander, and he brings a breaking ball that's hit high in the air to right, playable for Naquin, moves towards right center and makes the catch, and Witt is 0 for 4. Not too often he goes back-to-back games without getting a base hit. Now Hunter Dozier steps to the plate for the Royals. He's responsible for the Royals' lone run. That was a solo home run in the 6th inning. Hit it 371 feet into the Royals bullpen in right. Valoria stays put at first base with 1 out. First pitch, fastball in there, strike 1. Quantrill low to mid-90s with his fastball. With the Padres, right-handers like Hunter were hitting .263. The pitch just off the plate. And if you've heard the name before, well, he's the son of Paul Quantrill, a 14-year Major League veteran. Made the All-Star team in 2001. Was in the big leagues from 1992 through 2005. And Cal, his son. Here's the pitch. Check swing on a fastball that ran inside. He was part of that 9-player swap that included Clevenger and Allen going from Cleveland to San Diego. He has spent this entire 2020 season to date with the Padres, posting a solid 2.6 earned run average. The 2-1 is popped up. Foul territory. Naylor there to make the basket catch. 2 out. And the young man they are working with, they say has Gold Glove capabilities behind the plate. Austin Hedges, he yet has been able to figure it out offensively, but he is an excellent defender, game caller. Apparently the Padre pitchers love throwing to him. Padres went out and got 2 new catchers with a month to go in the season. That, quite frankly, is a little crazy where you have 2 guys that don't know the pitchers that well. But San Diego hopes to get to postseason and knock off those dreaded Dodgers. First pitch curveball, ball 1 to Soler. Soler is 1 for 3. That was a single back in the first inning. Go ahead and take a rip, Jorge. Another breaking ball, this time in the dirt, 2-0. Royals won last night 2-1. Trailing 1-0 in the 8th inning. They rallied for 2 runs on Franco's hit that tied it, Bubba Starling's that won it. And it was great to see Greg Holland come into that bullpen to wrap up the save for KC. Here's the 2-0 right down the heart of the plate, 2-1. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch is outside. 3-1 to Soler. Bieber didn't have his great command last night, walked 4. The Royals have been seeing the ball very well lately. They've been averaging close to 6 walks per game the last 5, but not tonight. Plesac didn't walk anybody. And their bullpen has shut out the Royals the last two. And now Soler hits one high in the air, muscling it deep to left center. That's a way back, but making the catch in left field is Mercado, and the Royals are producing Quick Pick, Major League Baseball rallies new predictive game that offers fans the opportunity to pick outcomes and compete for cash prizes. Make your predictions count. Play Quick Pick. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 to compete. Restrictions do apply. See official rules and enter at MLB.com/QuickPick. Here in the ninth inning, Tyler Zuber comes out of the bullpen. He will first face Josh Naylor and another one of the newest members of the Indians, Austin Hedges. Zuber's first pitch to Naylor is way high and outside. Tyler, who showed very good control in the minor leagues, has yet to do that in the majors. He's issued 13 walks in 12 2/3 innings. Good news is, of his 13 walks, only 4 have scored. And then he throws a slider down and in, and he falls behind 2-0. But you can't pitch in the big leagues falling behind 2-0 and 3-1 consistently. Naylor 2 for 4 tonight. And there's a swing and a drive to center field, and Starling is there to make the catch. That time he threw a fastball right down the heart of the plate. Not good location, but the result was an out.
Yeah, hit it. You got 8 guys, 7
trying
guys,
to help you out.
7 guys behind you, and 1 guy behind the plate trying to help you out.
I remember Danny Duffy telling me that he asked Jason Vargas, okay, what's the key to winning? And he goes, trusting the gloves behind you.
There you go.
Because Jason was a pitch to contact guy. You know, he knew he didn't have an overpowering fastball. Okay, hit spots, make them miss hit it. How many times do you see a guy just frustrated as heck walking back to the dugout after Vargas got him to pop up?
He trusted the gloves behind him, but he also played very good defense himself. He was a fifth infielder out there.
But he just was gutsy.
Yeah, exactly.
Really loved calling his games.
He was fun.
Well, here is Hedges, new member of the tribe. Here's the pitch, and it's a slider in there. 0-2 count. We told you advanced defensively, but only a 158 hitter this year with the Padres. 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. You need more than that in this offensive era. Zuber's pitch in there, strike 3 called. So Tyler gets the first 2 outs here in the ninth inning. You know, one thing we really haven't talked much about was the Royals giving Adalberto Mondesi a little break, and it was both a mental and physical break. They saw him a little frustrated yesterday, Stu, so they thought it was a good time to give him the day off, and he'll probably be back in there tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, he started every game out there, and even though we're playing 17 straight now, but even when there's been a day off, it's been baseball almost every day right out of the chute. So it's definitely physical and mental break, and a chance to maybe work a little extra before the game.
Here's a first pitch fastball, up and in, ball 1 to Delino DeShields.
It's nice to change things up a little bit. Give Nicky a shot at short, the other side is second tonight. Kind of change the routine a little bit for some guys. Give Gordon a break. Galley's been playing a lot. So Valoria started behind the plate tonight. Dozier getting a chance to play left. Soler getting a chance out in right field, where he's become a better outfielder over the last couple of years.
And hopefully we'll see a new Mondesi tomorrow night. Final game of this 3-game series. Zuber's fallen behind. The 2-0 is outside, 3-0.
Also giving Bubba a chance tonight to start a game, play center.
And Bubba went 1 for 3 today. Playing very good defense, made a couple of nice running catches. Valoria sets the target right down the heart of the plate. The pitch is in there for a strike and a 3-1 count. Junis tomorrow night. Tristan McKenzie is going for Cleveland. He's the young man who had a great start with 10 strikeouts in his first start for Cleveland. 3-1 pitch, a little bit high, ball 4. So a 2-out walk to DeShields, and now Hernandez will bat for the 6th time. Cesar got a base hit his first time up. He is now hit in 33 of Cleveland's 35 games this year. First pitch to Hernandez, breaking ball down and in, gets away from Valoria, and there to second base goes Delino DeShields. So a wild pitch by Zuber with Hernandez at the plate. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Zuber deals, and it's fouled out of play, left, and it's 1-1 count. Indians scored early and often. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, all 5 runs charged to starting pitcher Matt Harvey. They scored 1 more in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and threatening now in the 9th, leading 10-1. Zuber brings it, and swinging and fouling it off. Here's Hernandez.
Boy, that was a late swing. Almost took out his third base coach.
What a night for Franmil Reyes. 5 for 5. Couple of singles, couple of doubles, and a home run. Zuber comes set, the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, struck him out. So a couple of strikeouts. Quantrill will face Ryan O'Hearn, Michael Franco, and another Ryan and Mr. McBroom. The right-hander deals. And a little check swing, a roller foul by O'Hearn. The count goes to 0-2. Hey, Royals fans, be one of the first to pick out your seats for the 2021 season. The schedule is out and deposits start at just $100. To learn more and place your deposit, go to Royals.com/deposits now or call 816-504-4040 option 2. Pitch to Ryan, and he pops it up. Foul territory. That'll get out of play. Hedges took his mask off, went back for a look, but the count stays at 0-2 to O'Hearn, who is 0 for 3 on the night. A fly out, a couple of ground outs. Well, tonight the Royals were absolutely controlled by Cleveland pitching, and quite frankly, if you think about it, the Royals offense has been quieted in both games by Cleveland, and the result likely will still be 1 win, 1 loss. Here's the pitch off the plate. A total of 3 runs scored in the 2 games by Kansas City's offense. Well, there's a reason Cleveland is number 1 in just about every department in pitching. And we'll see another good one tomorrow in Tristan McKenzie. Here's the pitch. Change up low. 2-2. McKenzie in 2 starts has a solid 2.70 earned run average. He'll start for the Indians tomorrow. The Royals will counter with their slider ace, Jacob Junis. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Got him up high with the fastball.
That's some stuff right there.
Yeah, good location, too. Right about the letters. And a lot of lefty hitters are vulnerable to hard stuff up, and he was bringing it at 95 miles an hour. Here we go to Franco. First pitch inside, ball 1. We had a 16-minute rain delay earlier tonight. Quantrill working quickly, and Franco knocks it foul. 1-1. Cleveland hit 4 home runs tonight. Lindor, Reyes, Perez, and Ramirez all going deep. Here's the 1-1 check swing, fastball. They check and they say he went. So advantage Quantrill at 1-2. Cleveland trying to end their very modest 2-game losing streak. They've lost 2 straight after winning 11 of the previous 16. There's the pitch, a swing by Franco, deep to right. Naquin going back, and it's off the top of the fence. Franco racing to second, and he will make it safely. Naquin has one of the best right field arms, and he really gunned it, played it very well off the fence. But Franco, knowing his arm strength, was hustling out of the box and gets another double. That should be his 12th this year, tying him for second place in the American League. So that gives the Royals 7 hits on the evening. That will take us to Ryan McBroom, the designated hitter today. Royals trying to get their best pinch hitter in there and get him some frequent at-bats. 5 for 12 as a pinch hitter this year. That's amazing with 3 home runs. 3 in 1 calendar month. No Royal had ever done that, and no American Leaguer had ever done that since 1953. Here's the pitch. Curveball hit in the air, right side. Naquin under it. Naquin makes the catch. Franco doesn't budge. 2 out. That will take us to Nicky Lopez. Nicky's 2 for 3. He broke that 0-for-14 slide that he'd been in by rifling 2 base hits back up the middle. And he has his batting average over 200 again to start the game. It was at 191, but 2 for 3 got him up to 206. Royals with 5 singles, 1 double, and a home run tonight. Here's the pitch. Curveball swung on and fouled into the glove. 1 strike. But Cleveland, unfortunately, has 10 runs on 17 hits. Plesac got the start, likely will win his second game. Gave up just 1 run in 6 innings. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-2. Lopez steps out, readjusts his batting gloves. Now steps back in, left side of the box. Quantrill has shown a lively fastball, about 94, 95. He can both start and relieve. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. But the most impressive thing by the 2 previous Cleveland starters tonight was command of the fastball low outside corner by Bieber last night and Plesac tonight. Royals got a great start from Brad Keller last night. He went 6 1/3, gave up 3 hits, 1 run. Was hoping to go 7. Here's the pitch. Foul off. Tomorrow night's pregame show will begin at 6:30 on the Royals Radio Network. First pitch, 7:05, and it's supposed to be a sunny day. Here's the pitch. In there. Strike 3 called. Game over. Cleveland wins it by a final score of 10-1. So the series is even at 1 win each. The rubber match will be played tomorrow.